Folks, welcome to the stream. Today I'm gonna do like a reveal stream, and to kind of answer the question off the bat there, I did not buy a 60th anniversary edition of James Bond. I'm just gonna go over some of the capabilities and features of the game and kind of go into depth what we actually get for $20,000 worth of pinball machine, which I find a little bit outrageous. I was sort of like, my guess was 15K for a classic kind of view of James Bond using a kind of more classic layout. I mean, we saw the photos that got leaked and some of the features George Gomez has been talking about, like the spinning hat and and the spinning hat, the four spinners, and so forth, right? So let's just go over some of the things that they kind of revealed today. Obviously, on the main website, you now have the 60th anniversary limited edition. It was just like a shadow of a game there before. That was pretty annoying, and it's basically been there since, I don't know, September or something. So you have some pictures here, there are some videos. So let's just check the videos out here first. There's like two. There's game features and there's a game trailer. So let's just check the game trailer here first. Let me just turn off my GoldenEye lobby music here first and play it. Oh shit, that is loud. So the trailer just shows, so we have like the Photoshop art here on the on the side art. It's not very impressive. We have some custom armor here. It says 007 on this side, and I actually think that is the villain icon on the other side. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, you see here, there's not 007. There's a indentation of the whatever that icon is. I'm not that familiar with Bond. And on this game, like on the other editions like Pro, Premium, and LE, you had like one side was this kind of clip arty thing, right, from whatever Bond era they were trying to represent with that game, and the other side have like really nice like, I don't know if it's original artwork from like the actual Bond poster. Yeah, I mean, Dr. No is from the Dr. No poster, right? I mean, it looks absolutely amazing. The LE and the Premium are all different. All right, so we know that the game has a start button. Let's go ahead here. And so this is the one thing I want to kind of talk the most about on the stream later on. Is just like what you see here in this video here. I heard it on the podcast that the marketing people, they basically mocked this up, right? So that's why on the original leaked pictures, it kind of looked like it was a video. So you think that, oh, there's an LCD with a score reel on it. That's weird, right? And we didn't know about the LCD and the play field and stuff like that, right? So let's just revolutionary stern insider connected on the left side. All right, a plunger. That was a Sack Sharp plunge there in the shooter lane. This looks like a fairly standard shooter lane to me. And the layout here, so Brian O'Neill, he basically called it, right? So you have this like Diamond Lady feed here up to the in lanes, and it's also a copy of the figure 8 you have on the left side there. That's kind of like the main layout. You have a trapped ball without any. Yes, a trapped ball. There's no kinetic ball. On this side here, you have inline bank drop targets. There's no done easy lock. That would have been cool, but there's not. So it's just knock 3 top drops down, and you get a lock back there. I guess there's a stand up in the back as well. There's 2 banks, one with 4 targets and one with 3 there, and you can kind of see the loop here goes around, and the lock is sort of like in the middle of the little island there. We can look at the playfield a little bit more in detail later. Sorry. Yeah, the spinning hat. I heard Keith Allen talking on the podcast today as well. This spinning hat kind of locks in position like at 2-3 o'clock, right? So where it is now is basically where it always ends up sitting, so it doesn't like drop down or anything like that. Yeah, I haven't been talking all day, so I'm just like my voice is just ruined like instantly. All right, so let's get on here. All right, so the playfield in the display in the playfield has some really weird dog ears. It's really a weird design how they kind of fit this into the playfield. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but I mean, at the end of the day, you would kind of you would think you would have like a square-ish design, maybe with round corners and such, right? But these dog ears here, it just feels like it's just grime's going to build up there. It's going to be wear and tear, and those going to snap and whatnot, right? It just looks very brittle to me. And this is another thing that I saw somebody else complain about, that there's no videos in the display here. Like there's no video assets. But something that we need to bear in mind here is that the footage from this kind of promo was shot like ages ago, right? So George Gomez, when he did his podcast on the original Bond reveal, he said they just had finished up taking pictures and the footage and all that good stuff, right? And that means that at that point I didn't have any video assets approved at all, right? So whatever they put in here would just like it wouldn't work, right? Because there were no real video assets in the there was a couple in the Pro Premium and the LE reveal, but at the end of the day, it's just something we're gonna have to wait for. So I'm sure there's gonna be video there. Oh, and the game has a topper. The thing is, there was another hilarious video some other some other person put together, where you basically can yank that topper off and sell it for $5,000, and that will allow you to get some of your money back. I found that pretty hilarious. So, but yeah, again, I'm not going to buy this game. Let's just switch to the feature. That was game trailer. Yes. Okay, YouTube, please, no ads. All right, so celebrate 60 years of James Bond, right? Again, back to the clip art, just like multiple logos, multiple movies, and I didn't even open with that, but I mean, this back glass is like the worst I've seen, and it's also very lazy to use the Thunderball graphics here from like the exact same kind of segment that they already have on the back glass on the LE. And this like clip art thing here, it does not dazzle me whatsoever. It's just like different styles and like skin tones, and it just looks very, very, very cheap, I'd say. Yeah, we got all the movies there from whatever. Yeah, you can also see here that the armor is kind of different on each side. You have this symbol here on the left side and 007 on the other. Yeah, it's a dorm room wall of posters. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it is. Yeah, I mean, that's a very fair assessment, right? So this here looks like. So there was like this lobby in a restroom lobby in a place where me and Joe went to in Reading, right? It's called the Purple Turtle, I think it was, and they had like posters like edge to edge like this in that little kind of lobby of where the restrooms were, and it looked exactly like this, right? Again, we'll get back to we'll get to the score reels later. We got a unique shooter rod with the Union Jack in it. Here's another fun thing. I was chuckling at this morning when I watched it. So look at the ball dribbling down on the slingshot here. The slingshot doesn't work. It doesn't fire, right? It's just so lame. does a dribble, right? And they kept that in the final cut. All right, some lock action, drop target action, spinner action, optical spinners that will fly off the first game. Yeah, this LCD screen again. Okay, they actually had some Bond graphics there, but it was no footage. I really like the hat. It's kind of like the Tesseract in the original Avengers game. Kind of tie that to a nice sound effect along with all these spinners. I mean, I guess if you do a lot of on-the-fly shots on this game, it will be pretty dope with like all retro kind of sound effects from the different eras. All right, so that was the video. So I have some other footage. Kind of, yeah, that was the ugly backlash. That was the website. Let me see here. All right, backlash from a different angle. Not a backlash. All right, so here we have the the playfield, kind of like an overview, and here's another fun kind of thing that you're basically spending 20K on a game which you have been allowed to observe for like a split second before you make a decision, and the photos, they are blurry, right? You can't read what it says on the on the mission brief here. Like, I'm not a photographer, but they've used the wrong kind of lens for this kind of job, right? So they have very short depth of field. So you see it's blur in the back here, it's blur in the front, and it's kind of sharp here in the middle, right? Which is, yeah. So I don't know if somebody just brought their iPhone to work, I guess, and took some pictures. I don't know. I mean, an iPhone would have been able to figure out what kind of depth of field to use and such, so it would probably look better. Another interesting detail here, yeah, let's just go over the playfield here. We have like no rubbers on the inlane posts. And I think I don't know if that's intentional or if that's just left out, but I think that is like a world first for Stern to ship with all metal on the inlane post or outlane post. Because I heard Keith Elvin say that this game was going to play pretty fast and brutal. And this is definitely set up for that. And you can also remove the rubbers on the other outlane post, the outer outlane posts. Some other kind of they got some gadget mode here, similar to what they have on the main game. I think the graphics kind of looks a little bit better actually on this edition. In general, I kind of like the artwork on the playfield. If you just like encapsulate the so don't get me wrong here, right? I mean, I love this layout of the game, right? All the classic elements, all the spinners and drop targets and locks and God knows what, and the spinning hat, right? I mean, this game it's going to be super fun to play, right? But we can get to that later, where they're only going to sell 500 of these, and that's it, right? I don't think I ever going to be able to play one. Probably, I mean, obviously, I go to a bunch of weird pinball shows where they have a lot of games, but the line behind this is just going to be infinite, right? Anyhow, so another cool feature that they talked about on the podcast here is that you kind of build bonus, right? So you can build up to 1,000 here and a 2x and a 3x, and then on this side here, you have this little wire gate there. I guess the ball can dribble in there as well. You hit the M, and the ball dribbles down in the shooter lane and shoots up to the top lanes again. And that's how you collect bonus, and you can build bonus and such. And they also said on the podcast it was going to be a very low scoring game, right? So basically, Keith Elvin's highest score on this was 18,000 at the moment. But it has an over the top feature because they only have four. They only have four digits in the reel, so that means that they have like specific lights on the back glass. Yeah, let me just talk about that later when we get there. And yeah, so Brian O'Neill, he called it, right, the Diamond Lady layout. I mentioned that before as well, where you kind of you have this kind of the figure eight. This is exactly the same as Diamond Lady, and the same with the ball feed here, where you don't have like a full you don't have a full orbit on Diamond Lady either. I only think you have like two top lanes, if I remember correctly, but it looks very similar in that fashion. Diamond Lady has, besides that, Diamond Lady have a completely different layout. It does have the stand-ups, the four there, the four on the top, and the four on the side, right? So there's probably a few more similarities. And the pop bumper placement and such. Only 2 pop bumpers. For a classic game, you would expect 3, wouldn't you? All right, so you also have some game progress on the backboard here. I guess that is something that you can do when you have a street level playfield. You can just jam a bunch of things on the backboard here to show progress, like collect all bonds to start bond multi-ball, complete 007 lanes to light award, and you got 30 points, 50 points, and 50 points and an extra ball, maybe? Yeah, I can't tell because the photos are blurry. Oh, yeah. Sad deal. All right. We have some Union Jack action here. Okay, so we got MI6 Bond and just 007 markers up there. There's also a target here on the spinners. I guess that is when the spinner is lit, or if that's a mode shot. I would guess that would be like, okay, so it's a diamond and a target. Yes, I guess you can chase villains, gadgets, or modes or something like that with those kind of main spinner shots, I guess. Which is pretty cool. And I don't know exactly what's going on with this kind of little apparatus up here. I don't know. It's just that kind of the Bond eye kind of thing that chases in all the intros. What else do we have here? Yeah, I mean the artwork on the playfield. I mean it. I think it works, right? And what you also can see here is that they've kind of tried to make the different bonds kind of look the same in terms of like a color, tone, and style and such, right? I mean, you obviously have some differences because they're all different people, but they actually look like they belong there, right? It's not like the Backlash, which is just like a cheap mashup of something. And I think people will kind of make alternate translate for the few folks who get it. And another thing, I'm not quite sure. It kind of looks like it has a specific. If you look at the trim. So where was this picture here? Yeah, so I was just gonna look at the trimmer. It's just this is all and look at this picture. It's just like all scratched up, dinged and dented. So this is just basically I could think that this would be a whitewood kind of cabinet that they put the final production playfield in and just slapped it together and got some pictures of it. But it looked like the black trim is not like the hammered kind of black that you get on the regular pros. It kind of looks like it is like a more of a matte finish that looks pretty neat. And it's also an action button. Let's look at that. What that looks like. Yeah, so hit action button when green to drop inline drop targets and light lock for mission multi-ball. Is that all that it does? All right. So I guess you can do something to get it lit and start shooting at it. All right, so the most interesting feature of this entire game is, of course, the back box kind of and the score reels. And when a normal person who kind of scrutinize things in the seams, you can immediately see that, oh, this doesn't look like a real reel. It looks all fake, and that is because it is. So this is all a mock-up, right? All these pictures here were just based on graphics and stuff that before it was actually a production game, right? So the production version of this, I saw some photos floating around earlier today. But the one I took and kind of want to show is something that was posted on Keith Elvin's Instagram this morning, and because this shows a more like but yeah, where did my Bond music go? There it is. So this shows a more accurate view of what it actually looks like, right? So we can immediately see here that we have a reflection here, so it kind of looks like some sort of plexiglass. And in the upper levels here, you can see the I think it says like 20k, 30k, 40k, and over the top, right? So over the top is the thing when you roll the game, right? So on Evil Knievel, you kind of get the over the top, you get the bells and whistles and all those things, and then you kind of start filling up these things here. So and this is a very cheap sign trick that you can do, right? Where you basically have vinyl on the back of this plexi and on the front, and you can create really cool effects with these custom vinyl cutouts. So when these lit up, they're lit similar to how you would see like a classic backglass. Like you see a tilt that's been kind of cut out in. It's like fully transparent, and then you kind of have the gray. Yeah, it's not a vinyl on a EM backglass, but you kind of get the drift, right? So that it's negative, right? So when you put a light behind there, it just flares up and it looks really good. And I think that is the effect I've tried to get here on this this kind of LCD emulated screen, which I think is pretty cool, to be honest. So let's just run this video here. So you see that. So this is a cool thing, right? So the reels for this game, I heard it on the podcast again, that this reel is not the same as the Pabst Can Crusher and such. Is a new type of reel that does not only step as a traditional EM does, but it can also do the casino reel, which we're seeing here. It's just like spinning fast as hell, right? You see that, right? So the casino reel effect is used for doing match and stuff like that. So that's what they were talking about. And here we can see the one of, yeah, it's really difficult to see here, but you see player one here. So that is basically just probably a surface mounted diode that lights up this particular part of the behind the vinyl, and it lights up player one pretty neatly there, right? And the same with the ball in play here, which is also another thing I'm a little bit surprised by, that it's kind of hard coded to 3-ball play. Isn't that just weird, right? And it's supposed to be like a classic kind of EM style game, and you're locked into 3 balls, and it's supposed to be a fast playing game, right? So don't know if that was a good choice, right? So I would have done a little bit different thing and allow for 5-ball play, right? And let's see if I can just zoom in on the yeah. So if you look down in this corner here, down here, right, you see game over flashing there, and again, it's just it's just that like negative effect of a diode being lit behind that vinyl, and it just flares up, and through this semi kind of translucent vinyl that's on the top side, which makes it kind of glow through, which makes it look really good. And I think they've done a really good job trying to get those kinds of effects. Besides the ball in play thing, I don't know what that was coming from. I mean, that was just. And I also think the layout is a little bit cheap on the players up 1, 2, 3, 4 and such. But the rest, I mean, it looks pretty dope, to be honest. I think this is going to be pretty cool to see in person, right? This is just shot with some mobile camera, and I kind of just captured it from his Instagram story, basically, right? So I'm sure there's better footage out there that showcases it. So yeah, and there's the mock, so you can kind of see the different. Oh shit. Yeah, it's the autoplay on YouTube there. So you can see the different features that light up here, like 10k, 20k, etc. Tilt, shoot again, whatnot. Yeah, hey there, Squadito. No, I'm not. Yeah, Happy New Year to yourself there. I'm not getting one of these. I just wanted to kind of do one of those infamous reaction videos that all the other streamers and podcasters and content creators do, and I just wanted to kind of give my hot take on on this game. And my hot take is that it's a goddamn shame that this will only be produced in 500. And I doing a run of 500 and putting a 20k price tag on it, because I think this game would be super fun to have. So I'm just hoping, like, here's to hoping, praying, right, that they will reuse this same layout for something else, right? I don't care what it is, but it needs to be available in more places, because I love classic, classic pinball being remade. Like, as much as we all scream at the Can Crusher at Lynn's, I still love that game because it's really neat. TNA, the same thing. It's just awesome, right? And we need that alongside all this new shit that people come up with. Yeah, Fathom is another one. I haven't heard any good things about the new Fathom, but I hope that they get their act together there. And because I want to get if they make a Centaur, I think I'm gonna get a Centaur. But I need to play the Fathom that they're making, because the original is just so awesome, and doing like a different code revision and all that stuff, that would be pretty neat as well. But I did not hear, I haven't heard any good stuff about it yet. And they also seem to have some sort of production problem that they're not shipping games fast enough. All right. So what are we doing here? Yeah, there are some other kind of up close pictures that we can look at if we can find something that looks interesting. One thing that I did notice is that if you look at the resolution on the play field, right? If you take these pictures, for instance, right? It looks really high def and crisp, right? And this is also another fun observation, given how this is going to be a low scoring game, right? Because I only have 4 reels. It's just like if you light the spinner, it spins for 10 points, right? I find it pretty funny. So what else can we look at here? Yeah, the same here with these gadgets here, like super high res, looks really crisp. Yeah, let's see if we can get a more detailed view of some fun. Yeah, this is this thing here. Yeah, I wonder if this is just supposed to create some sort of optical kind of effects of, like, you know, you put like a ring of LEDs behind there, right? And you can kind of create some sort of like the same optical effect that you have in the movies, right? I think that would be pretty cool. And I go, okay, so the back board here just have all the logos in a mashup. Okay, yeah, so 50 points, lights bonus, and lights extra ball. That's what they do. Do-do-dum. Do-do-dum. Yeah, that's another one, 10 points when lit. Okay, so this is a pretty interesting one. So they have some kind of loose plastic kind of suspended in the over some of the ball runs here. I guess that's one way to kind of create some depth. Yeah, here you can kind of see how the screws are kind of like mounted on the display here. It's just I just wonder what this design is supposed to accomplish with the why can't it just be square with round corners? It's just so odd. I kind of get the hat here because it's round, right? It needs to be either you had to do like a full round circle, but for this, oh yeah, okay, I kind of get it now. So you cannot, because you need to do the frame, and you can't screw through the frame of the actual display, because this looked like this size like a field monitor from a camera video. From a video shoot. So okay, so that explain the tabs. So instead of doing like a full, yeah, okay, they just wanted to win backspace there. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, you can hear. I'm not a pinball designer. I just judge things how they look. But I can totally see why they did that now. There's some spotlights. There's some other kind of retro thingies that I saw as well on the playfield here. You have the traditional kind of. You have the no, that's the Q. So there's a B. There's a C. Oh, there's the A. So you like complete ABC to advanced bonus multiplier. So that's also another kind of retro-ish feature, I guess. Oh yeah, yeah. All right. Anyway, this was really fun that they finally revealed it. The price is just like it's just a Yorkshirean battle cry and it goes like this: how fucking much, right? And that is just all I have to say. Really cool. I just hope they reuse like the whole concept for something else that is more accessible to more people, because this game is going to be locked away in boxes for the hoarders who think they can flip it. It's already listed on Pinside for 25k. And this here, like, this is hilarious, right? So if you just look at, if say that you just remove these two graphics here, you can kind of think, oh, the LE has a topper. It's just like, no, it's not the LE, it's the it's just a reused graphics. Extremely lazy. Extremely lazy. Cash grab. Side armor, full approval on. I mean, it looks really good. I don't know about this symbol here though. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to represent, but this side looks really good. All right, yeah, so funny enough, they announced the 60th anniversary limited edition on the exact same day my regular LE arrived. So I now have two boxes sitting down in the arcade. One alien with the wrong number and one Bond LE with the wrong number as well, which I tried to get hold of Stern's sales department, but they were to no availability to have the number changed. If I got my number, I might have unboxed the game, but now it's just for sale. So if you know anyone who wants a Bond LE number 152, it's for sale at cost, right? And the alien is going to be swapped out for a 374 here anytime, any day, any month now. And I have having the furnace replaced this week as well, so it's just got a mess down there. So the next stream is probably going to be either an arcade stream up here with some arcade game, or might pop down to Lynn's to do something there. Oh, Spectre. Yeah, thank you for that. That's the Spectre symbol on the left hand side of the armor there. That makes sense. There we go. Yeah. All right. Thanks for hanging out. And if there's no further comments, we're gonna close out there. Yeah. All right. Cheers. Love you all.